if you sack
the
him.
guy says he wants to be the best transition team in the world. I'm sorry. Transition is not a style of football. It's a phase of play. That is not a style.
It's crazy. He's this good. And that's one contrast between one striker for Arsenal and another guy for Man City. This guy is on fire. And Foden isn't back yet. Savinio hasn't even scored yet. There's some guys that have not even got into the rhythm. Rodri isn't even... Oh, my days.
I said all I know is Arsenal still not winning the Prem.
Nigga has had like 6 points the whole season or less than that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pitchside Fantasy Podcast, episode 0001. My name is Harrison. Welcome once again to our new podcast. We used to have a show called the WU Show, Kent Radio, a couple of years ago, maybe 7 years ago now. But we're here now. We're back together discussing everything fantasy football, discussing everything Premier League, discussing everything general football topics. And we're just four great friends that have been in touch forever based on everything fantasy. I'm going to introduce the next person, Edem. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I don't have a big introduction. My name is Edem. The name of my fantasy Premier League team is Umbrella Academy.
Woo! Yeah. Umbrella Academy, yo! The name of my team is Just Give Me the Lick. That's the name of my team.
What does it mean?
Well, it's a play on...
Just give me the light.
Just give me the light. Thank you very much. Guy understands it already. You already know the name, the whole fucking...
No, I knew already. I just wanted you to explain it. Don't do like this.
That was the whole point. But my name, the names of my fantasy teams have changed over the years, they come up one, they come up two, whatever the fuck the other names were. But none of them have won any time, won the league any time, so doesn't matter. I don't know. Yes, David, you're up next.
Hi everyone. My name is David Ayo Odubeso, Nigerian. My KPL team name is Rose CFC. Inspiration behind that is my nickname, which my friends call me Rose. So I just made a spin-off of that, Rose CFC. And yeah, we're coming for the title this season.
Okay, coming for title. I beg you. So what our new podcast is about is basically, I've already mentioned what our new podcast is about, but what I really wanted to discuss today was how our fantasy, journey has really been over the years. I can start first, but most of my friends already know I've been really shit at this fantasy stuff. Honestly, like last year, I think I had the worst luck because, first of all, the name of our own special league is called KPL. This is Kent Premier League, and I have been probably the most unluckiest player in this competition of ours, really and truly. If you think about it, how many times have I been so close? Every time I name my team, they come up, and nothing ever happens.
Yet so far.
But yet so far.
It's a skill issue, Charlie. It's not that you're lucky.
Nice one. But it's one of those things where just like Liverpool, it might take me 30 years to get there, but I'll get there eventually. I must win this league one day. Even if they want...
Is that meant to be a shot at me?
No.
Why do I play the football with them?
I
don't care when you win the league.
Okay. I don't even know, man. All I know is that it's been really difficult for me, man. Since inception. Last year, you guys know I was on fire. Don't tell me about skill. I don't know where Amin came from. Last year, you guys must admit, I was on fire. Steadily, heavily, consistently, patently, everything.
It was Arsenal.
With the mirror, I was there, bro.
So was Arsenal. In the Premier League last year.
Just kept. He didn't fucking go away. He was right there. That was the one time.
Hold on.
I mean, was Man City?
Man, I don't even know what the fuck. Yeah. Edem, you need to say something. What do you want to say, Edem? I hope it's not something smart.
I thought this was a family-friendly podcast.
I never promised that one, no. But it's okay.
Hey.
I don't know, man.
Did you say the mirror?
Yeah. Demir.
When you were, wow, bro, I didn't expect that from you.
Anyway, basically, it's been a long time. I have been so close, like Arsenal, but yet so far, as David has pointed out. How has it been going for you guys? What has your fantasy journey been like recently? At least for the past couple of years. Let's just quick summary of how that's been for you.
All right. You didn't let me explain my team name, so I'm going to do it now.
Calm.
Every season, my team is named after a TV show that I like. That's all. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, what was it last year?
I think last year was. I can't remember. It was a cartoon. I just don't remember.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls, I remember.
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So at your big age, you were watching Powerpuff Girls at just cartoon Powerpuff Girls.
No, I didn't watch it. It's something I watched before.
We would be watching the Umbrella Academy this season, and hopefully on our weekly podcast we'll be having a review of how the league is going. All right, so in terms of how it's been going for me, my team name normally stays the same year in year out, and they tweak it a little bit, but stays the same. For the first couple years of the KPL, I wasn't an avid FPL guy, so I wasn't paying. I would maybe be hyped for the first 2-3 game weeks, and then from there it just tails off. And then at the end of the season, I check it out,
Yeah.
And that was how I was for like the first 3-4 seasons.
Yeah.
But actually, my brother is who got me into KPL, and he plays it a lot, and he gives me tips here and there, and eventually I just was like, do you know what? Let me just take this a little bit more, serious. And actually, I grew to liking it. And so I would say now I know more about it and I'm more involved in it than I've been before.
Wow.
But it may be the opposite for other people who were more involved in it before, but now they are a bit off it. Yeah. So I would say so I'd say it's going good, liking the growth, and definitely have to cop the title. That's just the way it has to go.
Mad.
Yes, sir.
Mad team.
That's it.
Anyway, so can we get talking about what has happened in the Prem and the fantasy like this past 2 weeks?
Yeah, this is definitely we need to move on to that because I think a lot has happened. Obviously, this is we're recording this on Wednesday, after the international break has commenced. Players have gone back to their teams for the Nations League competition. I think we could start with the KPL first week review. Guys, how did you do? How did your teams perform for the first week of KPL? It was the first time some players were moving around. I definitely got affected by it because I actually bought what's this guy? Is it Marco? Shoot, I forgot his name. This Brighton player. I got the guy transferred in, and then he just got picked up by Sevilla. That really pissed me off. So, how did you guys do in the first week? What's your quick review for the first week of KPL?
Captain Haaland.
Ooh.
And he scored what? He scored 4 goals. I don't remember.
He scored one. That was against Chelsea. He scored one that day actually.
Oh no! Then I captain Isak.
Yeah. Oh, did you for the first week?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, David?
I had a mixed week, man. I had some of my players were hit, some of them were a total fail. Shout out to Kunku, an absolute disgrace so far this season.
Waste, man.
Oh my God.
Dean Henderson of Crystal Palace had some good fixtures, but disappointing. I opted not to have Mo Salah, and it's looking like a tough one because Bro has had points this season.
I tell you,
Isaac has been disappointing as well.
Big time.
And he's mad expensive.
I swear, man.
But so far so good.
Yo, you guys, I can read out my team for you now. My game week 1 team, I had Raya in goal. I had Konza in defense, Mati Cash, defense, Cucurella, defense. I also had, and this was the guy I was mentioning before, Baku. This is guy, Brighton, was he a right back or left back? But basically, Sevilla nicked him, I think on loan. So right on the first week. So I got affected by that. Then the midfield, I had Bruno Fernandes or Bruno Fernandes, Eze, or people call him Eza now. Amad Diallo.
An absolute disgrace so far this season.
What is it, Diallo or Son?
No, he's talking about
Fernandes.
Oh, Bruno Fernandes.
You're talking about Fernandes.
Oh, but Bruno got a 3 point.
I think it's just, I don't think it's his fault. I think it's just United.
We're talking about FPL, right?
Oh, yeah, FPL.
Yeah, FPL, right.
And then I had Haaland, Mateta, and Solanke. So I basically had a 3-4-3 formation. I put Smith Rowe on the bench, and Smith Rowe, I think, scored on that first day. No, second day. He scored in the second game.
Second.
Yeah, second. Yeah. So I captained Haaland and I vice captained Amad Diallo. So Amad Diallo didn't do anything. Haaland obviously scored 1 goal, I think. And Solanke didn't do anything, and now Solanke is injured. So, oop-de-doo. I got 41 points for that game week.
That injury was a shocker.
Yeah, crazy. But I mean, he got injured after.
No, because the high hardly gets injured.
I don't know. I think he got injured. He was confirmed injured after the game, not during the game. He finished the game, the first week game, anyway. But my points. I got 41 points for that game week 1. 57 average. 57 was the average, and the highest was 127 points. So yeah, that's how I did in the first game week. It was a terrible one. Obviously, I was really below the average. At the same time, I think I was dead last in KPL. What does that make you laugh, bro? Why are you laughing?
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ, man. So how did your teams perform? Just if you could give a quick rundown how your teams really performed in the first game week. What was it looking like? Where was the position? What's going on? What happened?
Okay, I'll go first. First game week was pretty average for me. First game week, I think I just managed to stay like on a decent level with everyone else. But the second game week is where I tried to go ahead with the triple cap Haaland. He scored a hat-trick on that triple cap, actually.
Wow.
So that was a good one. But the rest of my team wasn't so insane. So I had a decent week, not like an astronomical week that I thought I would have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was all right. But yeah. So I would say it was after game week 3, I had a decent week again. So I have some good positions, but the KPL is very close, man. Any week can change the whole table drastically.
Razor tight right now, because I literally look at I was wondering about something really, Dave, because I was really interested to see you use the strategy very early on, because you're almost like from just off, like straight out the gate, you already used your triple captain already. Like, how did you take that decision, or why did you feel like you had to do that like so early?
Hey, Baba.
So I felt like a strategy in this FPL is either getting ahead early, or if you can't get ahead early, make sure you don't fall behind early. That's if you have aspirations of trying to win it.
Yeah.
Right. So from that, I felt, if I use this triple cap and it works, at the very least, I wouldn't be left behind.
Yeah.
But at the very best, I could have like a 120 point week. I thought I would have something like that. That's if Nkunku knew how to play football, right? I would have probably had something like that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So when it happened, I had mixed feelings, because I was like, it wasn't a waste, but at the same time, it wasn't insane. But I'm happy with it, because even if you wait until double game weeks, which I saw there would be less double game weeks this year.
Oh, really?
Even if you wait, yes, they are much less.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So the chances are less. And even if the chances were not less,
yes,
there's never a guarantee. You could use you could use a triple cap on a double game week and still get 6 points. I think I've been a victim of that.
I was a victim of that last year.
Exactly. So things like that made me feel like, hey, what's the point of holding on to this if you feel like the opportunity has arisen already? So yeah.
Oh my God, tell me about it, man. Edem, how was your own week? What's that about?
I just want to touch on David's thing that if you use a triple cap and the rest of the team doesn't perform, it's very painful. Like, what are you doing? It's very painful. Like if you had like Salah and Cole Palmer in the team and that day that Salah got a hat trick, Cole Palmer had 3 assists, and then you did your triple cap. Like you're chilling. That's like 150 points. But you do your triple cap and then the rest of your team is just average. It's not a waste. Like he said, it's not a waste. It just feels some way. But yeah, my team did already. I've already used my wild card because I'm not happy with how the thing is going.
Oh, you've used a wild card already, man.
Yeah.
Did you use a wild card like on this international break or?
Yeah, this international break.
Ooh. So you have the whole break to keep adjusting your team.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my God, these guys are coming with some really serious strategies out here, man. Oh my.
This be normal for people who won't win.
Yo, nice one.
Oh, good.
Yo, Edem is just spicy today, man. It's all right, though. It's all right. Yo, I you know what's funny to me? Yeah, I remember the first time the first season we had this KPL competition set up and everything. By the way, guys, Edem is we have to give Edem his props. Actually, Edem is the originator of the KPL. And the originator of the WA, everything. I the originator.
Yes, I give that props any day. He's a visionary.
So Edem, the visionary, created it. So he really got us. He got us into FPL, and then created KPL, and that's literally the KPL. I think David will agree with me when I say that if not for KPL and the WhatsApp group that we now have sustained for the last 7-8 years, I don't think we would all still be so connected. I mean, we could call each other once in a while, but to have the forum where that keeps us engaged and just keeps us together and, always staying in touch with each other, even if it's all about football, that's a very good, product of what
I mean, total agreement.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we wouldn't keep in touch, but having that platform, it's opened the platforms to other things.
Yeah.
Now we have that platform. If any of us have any other thing that we want to recommend to the group, we can just use that. So it's just giving like such an extra free an opportunity for us to just stay in touch. And it's interesting because we're all in different parts of the world. So it's just interesting for us to stay in touch. We have a friend who is not even on the podcast, named Anubhav. He's from India. We have someone else, Ahmed. We've all been in Kent. He's, a Saudi guy, So we have people from all across, and it's just a lovely thing to have. And we're very grateful for the whole, KPL thing and everything. So yeah.
Nice one, Edem. Finally, they give you your props. Go on mute now. They go talk.
I'm blushing.
Blushy. Oh my God, man.
7 years is actually crazy. I didn't realize.
Yo, you guys don't realize that 7 years. If you see Peking of 7 years, no go say the Peking don't grow. Peking don't grow finish now. So
as in you know.
I tell you. So 7 years, let's not take it lightly, man. I'm really, really happy that we have the forum, and that's also what's giving birth to this podcast as well, because we had a show before, and this is nothing new to us. But there's some talking points that also arose or arisen. I don't even know the right way to describe it. From the past couple of weeks, especially from Gameweek 2. And this is one of the points that Edem actually tabled out, and that was, is it all the same with Man United, Manchester United? Is it really all the same? This is a topic.
Favorite team, bro.
I'm sure Liverpool fan thinks it's all the same, but like David, I mean, between you and I, we're the two Manchester United fans here. I think definitely the last game week 3, was torture watching that game. And I only watched the highlights and watching my team. Absolute torture, man. Watching my team play so terribly. I don't know. Is it really all the same? Why United? Are we? Do we always do this, or are we just like? Are we overreacting? Should we trust the process with Ten Hag? I don't know.
Well, thanks for the flow, man. Thanks for the flow. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yes, sir.
So things have changed, right? Things have changed, right? So as somebody who lives and breathes the club, right? So I stay in touch with regards to literally everything, following. There's new ownership that has come in. They've purchased a percentage of ownership. Radcliffe is actually the highest individual owner. The Glazers own more jointly, but individually. So hopefully, eventually, they'll be able to get more and kick these guys out. But regardless, the club has been run poorly for like 17 years. A lot of clubs have closed down for less. I'm telling you how terribly this club has been run. So fast forward to now, these guys have come in less than a year. They're doing decent. The structure has changed, which we've not had for a decade, literally. They've done that, and we're in a situation where we have this manager who was in his third year now. First year was quite good. Second year was a disappointment, but it ended on a good note. And it ended on such a note where you ask yourself, I mean, surely a manager who's won 2 trophies in 2 years under a good structure should kick on and do more. But we come to this season and we look at the football, and for your third year, actually, if you are keeping any standards, this has to be unacceptable. So, in answering your question, it's not the same. Things have changed for the better, but in terms of the football, as of today, as of last game week, it's more of the same. It's more of the same in terms of even before this guy came in, we had issues of football under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It was poor. Under Ragnick was decent. Under Mourinho, it was a poor style, but he was a winner. Under Van Gaal, he was decent. Under Moyes, I was there for a short time, and you can't really tell what his was. So it's just been down and up. So now, when we get to the point where we finally have this structure, it's kind of disappointing that he hasn't kicked on this season. I believe we should give him a chance, but they tell you, a wise man will tell you, if somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them. If this guy is playing in such a way and he's stubborn about it, I believe we shouldn't waste our time anymore. So in terms of style of play, I'm tired of the way it's been for the last couple of years. We need improvement. I'm not sure this current manager can do it, but we need to see dividends of the good structure that's coming in now on the pitch, with or without this guy. So yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Who's going to replace him?
What a question. I don't even know.
Thanks, Nick.
I don't even know. Edem, what do you think? I don't know if you have a short opinion on that, but do you think it's the same order? Do you watch United enough to even have that opinion? I don't even think so, but go ahead.
I don't think if you sack Ten Hag, anything's going to change. You're just going to have the same problem over and over again.
Yeah.
Because if you sack him, you have to give him this is now his third year. He has brought.
So what do you think the problem is?
I don't even know.
What do I think that? No. Me, Charlie, my guess is as good as yours. But what I'm saying is that
yeah,
you have now the team is a Ten Hag team. You have 5 of his players from Ajax plus some other people that he has brought. Right now is a time to give him time. All the other years before, he had injuries, whatever, cool. We hear it. That's what he said. After Man City, he said he's also the most successful team in the league since 2021, which is a fact, I guess. It's not a lie. So, me, I'll say, to be honest, I'm not even joking. I'll say you should give him time. More time. Maybe like 2. I'm not even. And
How much time?
I feel like you should give him another 2-3 years. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to lie, bro. Because right now, if you sack him, right,
Oh my God.
who are you going to bring? And then the person you bring, he's probably not going to like Ten Hag's players because, like, it's probably going to. You guys, every time you switch coach, you switch ideology. Ole and Van Gaal and Mourinho and Ragnick, they all play different types of football.
Yes.
Ragnick plays like Red Bull. They want like high pressing, high energy. Mourinho is defensive as hell. He doesn't need all of that. He wants just big name players. Ole, bro, I don't know what you brought Ole to do, but I know he didn't do what Mourinho did. He just played on it. He just played on the counter. Now I have brought Ten Hag, who I have no clue what your man is trying to do. I'm guessing he's trying to do like some.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys will know. He's trying to do like some. I don't even know. Like, you guys are trying to build from the back now, but sometimes it still looks like you play counter. I don't know what it is. So,
the guy says he wants to be the best transition team in the world. I'm sorry, right? Transition is not a style of football. It's a phase of play. That is not a style, right? Liverpool transition well. Even Man City transition well if you give them the chance. You don't come out and say you want to be. That is not a style of play. So this guy, he ain't got the minerals.
I wanted to go quickly to point out that Liverpool, I think basically from the last 3 weeks of gameplay, Liverpool is the only team that has not yet conceded in the Premier League. And I'm really wondering how. Well, this is what I think. I think, and it's lots. I think when you have a new manager, some things tend to go well. I think what will determine how well I'm going to really believe in this new manager. Well, I don't need to believe in him, but how well I might understand or judge his performances after when they begin to go into the rough patch. But what do you think is attributable to why Liverpool is doing so well? I mean, they have not conceded a goal yet this season, and they are scoring multiple goals. And they look so strong, and they look more defensively sound as well. That's what's crazy. They've kept 3 clean sheets. How have you guys managed that? Edem.
It's the grace of God, because you guys could have scored. I think you guys could have scored twice, to be honest. What were you just saying? Is his name Zexy or whatever?
Yeah, Zexy.
I feel like if
that's the answer. It's the grace of God. They're having a wonderful honeymoon period, and the guy deserves it because he's setting them out to play well.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Because if Haaland had that chance, Charlie, it's like a 3-1, 3-2. I'm not going to lie. So they are playing the right teams at the right time. It's fitting them. I don't think that's the defense is magically better. I feel like if they play more matches, and now that the Champions League is back, now that the FA Cup is back, players are going to get tired. They have to do rotation. I don't feel like they're going to keep the same consistency. I feel like right now, the season just started. Everything is fresh. Everybody's enjoying each other. But eventually, the players on the bench are going to get upset that they're not playing. Things are going to happen. The season is long, Charlie. This is a good period right now, but it's just the grace of God. That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah, I guess that's probably one other way to look at it. But I just generally think that Liverpool, if I could say this, I believe you guys are not necessarily like doing the. I think would you say Jurgen Klopp was more about the gegen pressing. I felt he was almost like rock and roll football, aggressive, all out. I believe your build-up play is more concise, and they almost how I'll put it like this. I feel like the long pass between Alexander Arnold and the wingers, or even between him and the left back, or and maybe right back and vice versa, left back and right back and vice versa. I feel like there was more long balls involved, but I believe Arne Slot, when I watched you guys, there was more closer distance in your build-up play. So they weren't really trying to rely so much on a long ball. There was much closer distance build-up play so that there's a bit more control. And then, of course, when the other team has the ball, there's this aggressive press that you guys can sustain with very athletic midfielders like Zoboslai. Gravenberg this season, I think, has been transformed into a proper number 6. And, of course, McAllister. So I just see that there's been some little changes here and there in how you guys play out from the back now, and I think that's what Liverpool's all about recently.
Yeah, just to touch on the last point, I don't think Gravenberch has been transformed into a number 6. I think if Liverpool get that player that they were looking for, Zubimendi, I think they'll probably play with a single pivot or something like that. Maybe they'll still play with a double pivot. I don't know. But the fact that they didn't get Zubimendi, the manager is saying, okay, I'm just going to put 2 midfielders there and they're going to complement each other. So he's doing a good job, but I wouldn't even say that he's been transformed into a 6. I just think that the system benefits how he plays and how all of them play, because they are all midfielders. If I go, you stay. If you stay, I'll go.
Yeah.
So they're like interchanging what they have to do.
Yeah.
In terms of it being different from Klopp, the ball is different, but it's not that different. Don't forget that he's only signed 2 new players. One of them is a goalkeeper that's coming next season, and the other one is Chaser, who hasn't played. The team is the same. They still press. I don't think the pressing is that different, to be very honest. I think the shape of the press is different because now they start out in a 4-2-3-1, and then Robertson becomes a third centre-back. That's like the biggest change. Klopp was doing that towards the end of last season, but he didn't really do it before, right?
Or a 4-2-4 as well.
Yeah, and a 4-2-4. So the shape of the press has changed. Who activates the press, those things has changed. But in terms of Liverpool's pressing style, is the same. But if you're talking about how they attack, yeah, it's different, slightly. Because if you watch their second game, what is it, against Brentford, the goal that they scored was just like a Jurgen Klopp goal. Brentford messed up their corner, long ball to Jota, he passed to some other person, he passed and they scored. Those goals will still happen. But when they have to break teams down, yeah, they do more passing now. It's like a mix of the two. I think it's calm. Like, people were worried, but I think the transition has been good for now.
For now.
Yeah, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, but I don't think that the Man United match is like a good measure of where they are, with no disrespect at all.
Yeah, I think we definitely covered a lot of talking points there. So moving on, I also wanted us to focus on the second game week, and one of the talking points and trends from that game week was the game between Arsenal and Aston Villa. Guys, what do you think? Because I wouldn't say I watched the full game. I watched the highlights. I looked at the stats and all that. Would we say that Arsenal were lucky or Aston Villa through the game because of the lack of clinical finishing?
Option A, Arsenal were lucky.
Okay.
Oh, bro, Arsenal were lucky. David is right, bro. Arsenal was so lucky. Aston Villa should have cooked them.
Man.
Ollie, I don't know what Watkins was on that day.
All I'm going to say is Arsenal better win something, because the God of balance always comes for what he is. They are having the best patch of their life. No injuries, luck on the pitch, this and that. You better win something, bro, because fam, when shit balances itself out, we're going to be here. Be there.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
This is to you and David. If Dami was here, would have made the conversation much more interesting.
Yeah.
But who do you think is going to finish higher this season, Chelsea or United?
All right. So I'll just go first before David. I don't expect us to go below Chelsea this season. Reason why I said so is because you have to have, when you have a new manager and some new players, not just some new, they have a whole new battalion of squad members. I just think at a certain point they will end up relying a lot on some individual talents to get them through some games, specifically Kopama, and where necessary or possible Nicholas Jackson and then Noni Madueke. If they play now that they're going to be playing in Europe, I don't think they were in Europe last season. Am I wrong or right about that? So, if you watch the game against is this Servette that they played and whatnot, trust me, they barely won that game and they even lost the second leg. So if a team sets up to concede fewer chances, which I think Man United is one of those teams. Don't get me wrong. I know that we just lost, but I just see some gaps in their play that convinces me that perhaps we will do better than them. But of course, that doesn't just depend on Chelsea. That also depends on us, figuring out our shit before, after the international break is over. So I personally believe we'll do better than them. I'm not worried about Chelsea. I'm more worried about, Liverpool City and Arsenal.
So now, in answering your question, right, here is some realism from Rose. It's going to be tough, but have a listen. If by any chance Chelsea managed to click, it's over, bro. It's absolutely over. Just to mention a few, we're talking about a possibly rejuvenated Sancho, João Felix, who scored a goal coming back, Pedro Neto, who's an absolute baller, if he can stay fit. Jackson only has to score a few chances because he's going to be collecting a lot of chances from all these players. They still have Mudryk as a bench player. I mean, what an expensive bench player to have. Cole Palmer. So their midfield is not so insane. Caicedo is a bit of like an overhyped signing, and I won't say he's a flop, but he's a bit underwhelming. Enzo is all right. So the midfield is all right, actually. The defense is all right. They drew against Crystal Palace. They lost to Servette. They barely won the first game, I agree. They absolutely whooped somebody. I think it's Wolves 6-2. If they click, they could have some wins in a row. And the way the Man United on the other side manager is managing currently, I don't see him getting such wins on the bounce unless drastic changes occur. Right? So looking at it on the way it's going now, United might finish above Chelsea, but looking at it in a way, if Chelsea click and if this manager doesn't improve, it's very possible that they finish above us. I hope United can finish in the top 4, but it's very likely that they don't. And if they don't, they should do the right thing and get this guy out of here. So yeah, that's my piece.
Yeah. I think I mostly agree with that.
I agree with everything you said, bro. No, I mean, I agree with the analysis you made about Chelsea.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, what do we also think about Arsenal? Because still going back.
I wish Dami was here, bro.
Yeah,
Game of the Arsenal.
I wonder because obviously in the last game week, which we're going to touch on later on this program, the last game week they drew against what's the name of the team again? I keep on blanking now.
Brighton, bro. It's the same team that beat you.
Brighton.
Oh God of Jehovah, this.
I don't know how you're forgetting that so quickly.
Yeah, Brighton. So I like to forget things that are very hard to remember. So Brighton is a deadly team, man, and that red card against Declan Rice. Have you guys seen that clip? Did you guys watch that game? Is that a red card?
According to the rules of the law, yeah.
When the gods of balance come.
We're lawyers here.
When the gods of balance come, be there. I told you this.
No, but okay.
That was a funny red card, but it's what goes around comes around. This is football.
How do you mean?
Some things that...
What did Arsenal do before that?
Let me explain.
Okay, yeah.
Not what did Arsenal do. What fortune has Arsenal enjoyed? That's what you should ask. They have a different situation where a lot of teams that have lost to Arsenal have felt hard done by. Many, I cannot count. Right? Including us. Last season, we were at the Emirates 1-1 until the last minute, and we could see the goal through a stupid declaration that shouldn't have entered from a tight angle that Onana let enter. And then from there, we went all out. They countered the game with Jesus. He lost the game 3-1, and it looked like we got outclassed, but we did not. So they've enjoyed a lot of good fortune. And I said it before, it may have sounded like a joke, but in the realest and truest sense of the word, I mean it when I say the God of balance always calls for what's theirs, bro, in this football thing. United also enjoyed a lot of things, and hence why we've suffered a lot of things in recent years. Same with Liverpool. Man City have theirs coming soon as well, best believe.
Ooh, okay. Edem, why are you so strongly in favor of the decision?
I'm not strongly in favor of it. I think it's a bad decision. But according to the rules of the game, it's a red card. So that's it. Well, I don't think he should have given a red card, man. And I feel like this is going to be...
What's the exact rule?
The rule is that you're not supposed to kick away the ball for when an opponent is about to take a free kick, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why it's contentious is because I don't remember the match, man. I didn't watch the whole thing. But I think João Pedro did something similar in the first half and he didn't get a yellow card. So, yes, it's the rule. But if you're not going to be consistent about it, then like forget about it, right? But
we all know refs are not consistent, bro.
No, but
yes, if they make the call is the call.
Different referees are not consistent, but you as an individual referee, there's no reason why you should see the same thing and then have different opinions about it. Because if you saw it in the first half and you didn't give it, there's no reason you should see it in the second half and not give it. Unless he's trying to remedy the fact that, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this and now I'm going to fix it. Whatever his reason is. It's a weird red card, but it's also a red card. I don't know why he kicked the ball away. I think it's an instinct thing too, to be honest. It's not that deep. I don't think it's a red card thing. Like me personally, right? Because you just kicked the ball.
It wasn't a red card, actually. It was a yellow. It was a second yellow. So
second yellow to a red, yes.
Yeah, so
I don't think he should have gotten a second yellow for it.
What I think. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, go ahead.
What I think it is people expect perfection from, or at least perfect, decisions from referees, and as they should anyway. But if I could play the devil's advocate here, because I have refereed some matches, not as a top professional, but just generally, even if it's amongst my friends or when I was in Kent or whatever. And sometimes something can happen in a game. It was a rough tackle, but it was early in the game, and you want to allow the game flow through. You give the person a warning, or because yes, they definitely flouted the rules, but you're almost trying to maintain the tempo of the game by not being so harsh early on. Just if you can just bear with me. So, as the tempo of the game increases, and you're because as a referee, at least in my mind, your job is to control the game. When I say control the game, is make sure it doesn't get out of hand in terms of players just flouting rules and what have you. It's definitely a valid critique to say it happened here, and you were very inconsistent with your decision making, which he well was. I mean, even based on the rules, he should have given at least a yellow card to João Pedro. It was excessive, but I can understand how I feel he must have thought about that at that time, but only God knows what he had in mind. But I would say that Arsenal still did well. They should have still won the game. They still had chances after Declan Rice left the pitch. And that's one of those things where I think about Havertz had another chance. He scored a brilliant, fantastic goal, but he had another chance and he should have put it away. If he had done that, they probably would have beaten Brighton. So, it is what it is, but they had to go back. And Arsenal also went back to being very, very defensive. They practically went 5 at the back after they lost Declan Rice. That's to show you how pivotal they think he is. And unfortunately for them, because it's a second yellow, they can't appeal the decision. So these are things that's just made it very difficult for them. But, thankfully they didn't lose for them. Thankfully for them, they didn't lose.
All I know is that Arsenal still not winning the Prem. I said all I know is Arsenal still not winning the Prem.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Are you sure?
Is this a season? Is this a season Arsenal is going to win? Is this the season? Does it look like the season? Because why I was about to point this out was I was about to transition now to Haaland. And how does a player have 8 hat tricks? Hold on, no. I'm seeing all the stats and news out there talking about how Haaland is even better now this season than it was last season and the season before that one. This guy has 8 hat tricks in fewer matches than people like Thierry Henry. People like, do I even keep going? Is it Sergio? I think Sergio. Sergio Aguero.
Thierry Henry, Aguero. The list of people. He's like 6th in the list.
This guy is doing a madness now, and I listened to what Pep Guardiola was saying.
Yeah, man.
Once he's on the run, I don't know how many defenders that can stop him. It's crazy. He's this good, and that's one contrast between one striker for Arsenal, another guy for Man City. This guy is on fire, and Foden isn't back yet. Savinho hasn't even scored yet. There's some guys that have not even gotten to the rhythm. Rodri isn't even, oh my days. Rodri might even win the Ballon d'Or, by the way. But Rodri isn't even back yet. And this is what they're doing. Madness. So how are we going to expect...
I hope he does.
How are we going to expect Arsenal to win the league with this kind of team? Is Man City on...
I don't expect them to win anything, dog.
Oh my day. Is Man City on their way to winning a fifth
5 in a row
Premier League title in a row?
Yes, they are. Easily, bro. Haaland didn't have to play any Euros. He's well rested. I mean, I'm just talking about Haaland, bro.
Yeah.
Give that guy like some 10% chance. You bury it for you. If Haaland gets injured, then cool. Then we can start thinking about their season being in jeopardy. As long as my man is fit, forget it, bro. Arsenal are not doing anything. They are not doing anything.
Two back hat tricks.
Charlie, nah, the guy is dangerous. Sorry. It's not possible. Like, when he first came, and he had that amazing season, everyone was like, nah, he's not going to do it again. Then he did it again, but people said it wasn't as good as his first season. But they're forgetting that his first season was astronomical.
Yep. How can you use that first season to judge him?
It's impossible. Now my man has back-to-back hat-tricks. Charlie, his stats are... There's no way Arsenal are taking a Prem, unless Haaland doesn't play. That's all. But hey, that's what Man City money gets you.
Speaking about Man City money, bro, is it 115 charges? Whew, man. You know, as a Man United fan, you know I'm going to mention that anyway. 115 charges, bro. And I think the hearing is set for this September 24th to 29th, if I'm not mistaken. So,
115 FC.
Yo, are they... I mean, everyone... Well, we're all lawyers here, and maybe some people might expect us to have a very detailed opinion about this. But do we expect the charges against Man City?
I mean, I do. If you have the time.
Is this going to allow the Premier League finally, drop the hammer on their heads and, very possibly take away a couple of Premier League trophies? Is this something that's on the horizon for them? Because let me preface this question by mentioning the fact that Leicester City just won an appeal against the Premier League, and the decision just came out recently. Because the Premier League was about to give, we were expecting Leicester City to lose a couple of points upon entering the Premier League because of some PSR, violations. So basically, a team has beaten the Premier League in a case, and obviously, City is expected, or they are expecting amongst themselves to beat the case against the Premier League again. So, are we expecting that the court case isn't going to go anywhere and they're just going to brush it off, or do we think that is going to lead to actual considerable point deduction / punishments?
To be honest, right, as well as Chelsea are doing some things now, as they are getting this bully investment, you can imagine what these guys did when they came into City at around 2009-10 when they came in. You can't even begin to think. Probably if they could have made it more than 115 charges, maybe it will even be more. But the point is this: will it come to something? Yes. But what will it come to? Now, trophies getting taken away from them, I believe it's a waste of a punishment because, number one, let's even assume they go back and they give you a title, right? Okay, everybody that came second to Man City get your titles back, right? What really is like, you as a club, it will be shameless for it to say, hey, under title, wow. Well, we won. Like, you literally know you lost, right? I'll give you an example in the KPL where we felt like Amin was not really a part of the group, but he won, right? So even if we took him out and didn't acknowledge him as the winner, we said Harrison won. Even you yourself, you would have not felt it's the same way, So it doesn't really matter in terms of trophies getting taken away. However, point deduction and league relegation, these are the punishments that should be getting sought after in the prayers, in the charges against Man City.
Yeah, what David said. Because, to be honest, I don't even know what's in the charges. I have no clue. I just want them to be charged. That's from like a football rival perspective. I have no
Man said, I just want them to be charged.
I don't know what one charge is on this 115. I know it's something to do with falsifying accounts for one of the years.
We just have different stuff, falsifying accounts, fake sponsorships, fake debit notes, contract offers that were misrepresented,
allegedly.
Payment to players. I mean, yeah.
Allegedly, of course, yeah, Harrison. Yeah. At the end of the day, bro. Exactly. At the end of the day, what David was saying about them taking the prems and stuff, I agree. Because at the end of the day, the players still have to play, right? And it's not as though no other team got close to beating Man City. Arsenal could have won them by 2 points if they were on form. Liverpool could have won the Prem like 2 or 3 times if they had more consistency. And people will say, but yeah, that's because Man City had the money to spend on players, whatever. Yes and no, bro. Because at the end of the day, there's still a lot of pressures on the player. There's still a lot of pressure on the players to go out and put in a performance week in, week out. So in terms of what the players did, I don't know. You can't really say too much about what they did, Charlie. Like, they came, they bought them, they played, and they played well. Pep is still a good coach. He still coached amazing. He still made the team unbeatable. He still revolutionized how the Premier League plays football today. So I don't know how the fraud stuff and allegedly is going to turn out. But all I know is that the team for the past 7 years has been the best team, one of the best teams in the Prem, bro. If you're talking just football, nobody has come close. And the people who have come close, they used like their whole energy to get there. Pep and his people, they were just chilling as they were doing it, like casual. Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
At the end of the money, the charges are there. But at the end of the day, we are talking about literally one of the best managers to ever step into the Prem. Because the way he makes his team, Charlie, forget about it. And yeah, obviously money is a factor.
Yeah.
But United have a lot of money too.
No,
Chelsea has a lot of money too.
No, Charlie, I think, I would have to disagree with everything Edem I just said. Every single thing. Every single sentence.
Of course you do. Please go ahead and explain.
I'm joking, but I'm joking, but what I wanted to just add to what Edem said was that I understand what you guys are saying, but I still believe that money, yes, Pep, nothing, you can't take away from what the actual players on the pitch did and have done to earn those titles. You can't take any of those things. And obviously, an amazing generational coach that Pep is. However, I just don't believe what was critical to forming those the bedrock of the kind of system that they built over time was the way they were moving money around. And mind you, the reason why I can say that is not because the charges or the violation started while Pep was there. It started even back when Mancini was coaching them, when Michael Richards was still in the team. Now Michael Richards is a pundit on Sky Sports. Let's think about this thing. This started before the guy came in. So they have been built. Mind you, if you listen to even what some of the things Michael Richards and some of the other players, some players were saying, Man City started preparing for Pep Guardiola even before Pep Guardiola got into the team. Let me explain why. The current CEO of Manchester United, Berardi, was obviously recruited before Pep came. And where did they get Berardi from? Barcelona. He was with Pep while Pep was in Barcelona. They got other former staff from Barcelona while Pep was in Barcelona. So they got the executive and the structure there in place, slowly and gradually, to enable Pep to have an easy transition from Bayern Munich to Pep to Manchester City. I'm sorry to say, but they made all those changes and all those improvements before he got there. And it is the money and the structure, and not just the money, of course, but the structure. The structure was gotten with money. All those things made it possible for him to succeed. All right? That brings me to my conclusion that he has to have those Premier League titles stripped away. All of them. Yes.
That's cap.
No, that's for me, because he benefited off of it. Now, when you strip them away...
Nah, bro.
Hold on,
so when he strips them,
let me finish.
Do you want them assigned to you?
Let me finish now. When you strip them away, all those times they were first, you play like a DQ or no contest or whatever you want to call it. After that, I'm not asking for anybody to get a pity trophy. No. What will happen is that those seasons will just be considered null and void. Now, that would change a lot. Let me finish now.
That null and void entire years.
Let me finish now. Let me finish, for God's sake. What that will do, everybody that got relegated, every team that got relegated, every team that missed out on the yes, because you don't understand that this actually affects every team. Do you know what it means? Because they did so well, and it affected a lot of teams. All those teams they beat with ill-gotten money, allegedly. And
Charlie, stop with the allegedly, bro. Just talk your thing. You don't have to say every single time.
Let me just get to my point. I'm just trying to say that it affected a lot of teams. You guys are taking this thing too lightly. You're taking it too lightly. It's not. It's very, very critical. Those violations are serious. Point deduction is not enough. They should get relegated to not League One. No, they should go to National League and start again.
What is that going to solve? Because, bro, what you are saying also doesn't make sense. Because now they are going to affect someone's ability to come
Let me finish my point
League
now.
One and Championship.
All of you guys.
No, bro.
Let me finish my talk. So
finish.
Go back to the National League and go through the rules and start from the beginning. Because every other club, look, Manchester United would have even spent more money. Okay? So let nobody even come and tell me any nonsense. They should go back down there and face it. Yes, it's not enough. It's not enough to just say, I don't want the trophy, but let all those teams that got relegated, let them find a solution for them. Yes. Let all those teams, because it's not just that they were top, it's also the fact that a lot of teams lost out on the Premier League, for God's sake, and lost on the revenue.
You have to prefer realistic solutions.
The realistic solution, I've told you, is to strip them of the title.
What should be done? We've heard that part, but what should be done to all the clubs that were relegated?
They have to have a playoff to remedy all those things and add points back, or what if you don't play off, add points back, give them some more points. Give them some more points. Add points back to their add more points back to all of them. At least in whatever league they are now. Clubs that lost out 7 years ago that are still in the
what do the points do? They are out of the Premier League already.
It doesn't matter where other league they are, add some points back to them there. And those other league, however every team was, for me, you can leave it that way. Then give them point deduction too as they go back down. That's my own. Simple. Be that as it may, might as well move on to the next topic, which will probably be our last topic. We are heading into game week 4. Some tantalizing fixtures ahead. How are we feeling?
What?
Tantalizing fixtures. Is it? What is wrong with that now?
Nothing. This different chicken ass, nigga.
Oh my God! I mean, Gameweek 4 starts Saturday, 14th of September. So how are we looking? How are we feeling going into this next game week now?
Like I said, man has activated his wild card. So I'm trying to get the best combo possible so that I can start gapping myself. Well, first of all, I need to take over David because right now David is on top. So I need something that will get me more points than David next week.
Ooh.
I don't know who I'm going to captain. Yeah, for now. I don't know who I'm
if you're wild carding, you're most likely going to have a better week unless you're unlucky.
Bro, sometimes don't forget that sometimes you work out and it's also terrible. I remember doing I don't know if it's last season, I did some workout and it was like a waste of time. I think my old team did better. But yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, if I get above David this week, then I'm good. I told you guys I'm in a money league as well. So I actually really need to get us.
Yeah. How much are you guys putting down the money?
What do you want it to naira or what?
Bro, why you have to be like that, man? Just say what.
Sure.
No, I'm asking a serious question. We can do like USD, which is equivalent for everybody, or
just go ahead.
Like that's what I'm
asking. Okay, USD.
No, David, okay. Let me translate. David, let me translate what Edem.
I know what he's saying.
Don't put anything in my mouth, bro.
Yo, bro.
Don't put anything in my mouth.
Yo, you don't even try. Don't even start, bro.
You're trying
to get
I swear to
in my mouth.
God, man, this guy.
Don't put anything in my mouth.
Just go ahead, I beg. I know what you meant. Yeah, guy.
10. 10,219 naira.
Eh? Naira.
10,000.
Yeah, naira.
That's how much you put each.
Yeah.
Okay. How many have you?
Fair enough. That's around $5.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't thought it was even big money, sir. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's cool.
What about you? What's looking for you and David? Who are you captain?
First of all, it depends on the it depends on the fixtures. But Man City is playing Brentford, so I'm definitely captaining Haaland. No doubt.
For me this week, I'm not using anything. I'm going with just my transfer. I'm finally getting Nkunku out. So the question is, I'm waiting for the international break and next week to gather my data to see who I would replace him with. I already have my options out there. So I just plan to make a good transfer, have a good week, stay there or thereabouts at the top. And yeah, just keep pushing it. To be honest, it's looking like there's still a lot of changes to be made, especially in terms of like a wild card. I may use mine in the second international game week. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, and as for captain, I would be going for Haaland or Palmer. Depends.
Yo, David, you're talking about taking out Nkunku. Chelsea's going to be playing Bournemouth. And Bournemouth hasn't, they equalized against Everton, but Bournemouth is a
Broski, he had one point against Crystal Palace at home. I've sold every single stock.
1 point.
1 point against Crystal Palace at home. Bro,
how many points have you got
Nigga has had like 6 points the whole season or less than that. I'm telling you, bro.
You know when they're so expensive as well.
Bro. Yeah, bro started FPL on 6.5 million. Ended up at now he's 6.3. He has lost 2 million value already. Or 0.2.
0.2.
It's terrible.
Yo, I swear, it didn't want to make David crazy. When Lukaku scores a hat-trick,
I know, right? I know.
When you not take the guy, you not get the hat-trick. Guy, you will die, you cry.
I'm ready for that.
Oh my days.
I'm ready for that.
Man.
Yeah, I don't think you're taking a big risk, bro, to be honest. If it's not Palmer, and it's not, for me, the Chelsea assets are probably Palmer and Jackson, to be honest. I think.
And Noni on a good day. Noni Madwick on a good day, man.
No. He has scored more goals at Wolves than
that Noni was lightning in a bottle.
Exactly. That's a random game, bro. People are overhyping that. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but there's no indication that he's actually
scored against
Servette.
Donny also scored against Servette.
I'm sorry, is that in the Prem?
I'm just in terms of form. I just trying to point out in terms of form. He's not just he didn't just score 3 goals and go quiet. He scored a couple times this season already. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that game was in Stamford Bridge where he scored that equalizer for them, I think. But it is what it is. well, there's some other interesting fixtures again going into the next game week, which starts on Saturday, 14th of September. Arsenal will be playing Spurs on Sunday at 2 p.m. Who do you think is going to win that game? The North London Derby.
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
I just need an Arsenal loss. So yeah.
You need an Arsenal loss? Why?
Because my rivalry with Arsenal is it's on site. It's deep for life. For life.
It's for life.
My cousin, we have an eternal rivalry. He hates United with his guts. I hate Arsenal with my guts. And we keep pushing.
Yo, I funny enough, because of my FPL, I need even if Tottenham don't win, I need Son to score. Because Son is too expensive to just be on the bench, just be on my team and not actually produce anything. Because he's one of those guys. I could have put Salah there and I still have Son there. He didn't do anything last game week, sorry. But he's just one of those guys.
In game week too.
Huh?
He did something in game week too.
But the point is he's been, I mean, he's still on my team.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I because of my FPL, I want him to do well. So that at least score one goal, even if Spurs don't win, but at least score one goal. And I need because Crystal Palace also have an interesting fixture. I need Ezra to do very well. I don't know why. Sorry to say this. I'm going off on a tangent, but Eberechi Eze, why doesn't he want people to pronounce his name the proper way, as a Nigerian should pronounce his name? Why is he Ezra? I don't understand. It's not even hard for white people to pronounce. Anyway, as an Igbo guy, it disturbs me, but it is what it is.
Does he pronounce it the English way?
Yes, he's made everyone call him Ezra. His name is Eberechi.
I don't think that's true, bro. I haven't seen that.
No, check. No, I'm not even exaggerating or even lying or confusing it. I'm being exactly correct. If you go and listen to them now, they call him Ezra. He started this season. Actually, he started last season. The guy's name is Eberechi Eze. It's not even hard to pronounce for an English guy. Why does he want to make it Ezra?
Sorry, Baba.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Like I said, as an Igbo guy, that one bothers me a little bit, but that's just me. Nothing much to it. But Crystal Palace are playing. What's their name again? Ooh, Crystal. What? I just saw this right now. Oh yeah, they're playing Leicester City. So I'm really hoping that Mateta and Eze really give me Eza now really give us something. Give me something there, because I'm banking on Crystal Palace and it's looking as if I'm wasting my time. Liverpool is playing Nottingham Forest on Saturday as well. Well, I expect Liverpool to beat Nottingham Forest, really, to be honest with you. But anything can happen. Anything can happen at the Liverpool these days, but you never know. Aston Villa is facing Everton. Well, Everton has been terrible this season. Terrible. They just lost a 2-0 lead at Goodison Park.
They were not terrible in the last game. They actually did well, and they were lucky. Yeah. They just capitulated in the last minute.
Well, okay.
I agree.
Yeah. So, well, guys, I think before we wrap it up, I'm just going to say a couple words about what I intend to do for this next game week. First of all, I intend to captain Haaland. Everyone knows that. I intend to captain Son because I expect him to score. He always does well against Arsenal sometimes. And I hope that my team on average can do well. I'm not going to go for my wild card yet. I tend to like to use all those options and advantages and opportunities towards the middle of the season. The only reason why I'm saying that is not because I have any particular strategy, even though I need to start thinking about that now, because David has said some things and David has done some things already this season that has made me really, I should have maybe rethink not using my what's it called, triple captain. Because the first season of FPL I ever did, I just wasted everything I had in the first. If you guys remember, I used my triple captain, everything, wild card. I used it and I used it stupidly and I wasted it. So since then, I've tried to make sure that I never ever use it wrongly again. So I have some PTSD from back then. So I'm going to make sure I now I'm listening to you guys. I'm gonna make sure I put in 1 or 2 strategies to make things a little bit more competitive because our league is looking fire right now. Edem wants to win. David wants to win. Dami wants to win. I mean, wherever he is wants to fucking win every time. So we're gonna make sure.
Don't forget Anubab.
Oh, Anubab too, but I mean, Anubab is at the bottom now. But anyway, so it is what it is. We need to make sure that we're on job right now. So what are you guys feeling like? What are you guys going to be doing? What strategies are you thinking about?
Anubab went from first after Gameweek 1 to bottom now.
I'm telling you, I'm not worried about that.
Oh God.
Anubab is good.
Charlie, you should be worried. That's your mate. That's who you should be
looking at. Ayo is not even playing. How is Ayo above me?
No, Ayo is playing. Ayo's there. Ayo's team is there.
No, his team is there, but like he hasn't changed his team.
I mean, there's those guys that sometimes forget, and whenever I forget to change my team, I am always so pissed off. As in, because I just know that. But sometimes some people leave their team and they'll still be doing well, almost doing as good as you. That's changing your team.
Skill issue, you know.
Yeah, nice one. So it is what it is, man. It is what.
Yeah, nice episode.
This is what it is. So this has been a great episode of Pitchside Fantasy Podcast. I really love the guy. I say really love the guy. I really love having you guys on here. The banter, the jokes, the analysis. We hope to listen. We hope you guys can listen to our podcast again. And yeah, let's see how everything goes. Looking forward to the next recording, guys. Stay safe.
Safe.
Nice.